Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vas Adi Gaura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare. We are reading from section 3.6. Who cannot understand Krishna as he is. So, who cannot understand Krishna? In verse 7.5 of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that not everybody can understand him. You know, there are so many people. There are so many people in India, outside India, who are not worshipping Krishna as their only master, who are not worshipping Krishna as the Supreme Lord, who are not uh, reading Bhagavad Gita as the book of the manual of life. Right? So they respect Krishna as a devata or as a historical person. They may respect Bhagavad Gita as a book of worship or as a religious book, but uh, hardly anybody understands Krishna or accepts him as, oh, he's the like Krishna said, Aham sarvasya prabho mata sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajantu mam buddha bhava samanyata. That he is the Supreme Lord who is the source of everything. So hardly anybody, very few people uh, come to read Bhagavad Gita to understand this knowledge that Krishna is uh, Krishna is my only master, right? So why is it so? Why everybody cannot understand, or why everybody is not able to understand? So they can understand, but they are not able to. Why? Because Krishna says, "Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavrita mudo yam na vijanati loko mama jamavayam." I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. For them, I am covered by my internal potency, and therefore they do not know that I am unborn and infallible. Krishna is not manifest to mudha. So those who are foolish and unintelligent. So, so to the foolish and unintelligent, Krishna will never manifest. Even when Krishna was present in this world 5,000 years ago, Duryodhana could not recognize him. The following story will elaborate this further. So Duryodhana could not recognize Krishna. He was living with Krishna, right? He was contemporary, he was living there, he was meeting Krishna regularly, but still he was not able to recognize Krishna as the Supreme Lord. He saw Krishna as a king, he saw Krishna as their relative, but he could not recognize that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. So why is it so? He could not recognize because he was arrogant. This will be there in the next subsection 3.6.1. Krishna is bhavagrahi. Krishna accepts our emotions. Bhava means emotions and grahi means one who accepts. Once Duryodhana, in order to show his opulence, employed many expert chefs in preparing thousands of foodstuffs for Krishna. Duryodhana wanted to show off his opulence. He arrogantly thought that Krishna was a cowherd boy and he would at best know how to eat butter. He decided to show Krishna how many varieties of foodstuffs one can enjoy. But when Krishna, so this is what is Duryodhana's mentality. He is thinking that he wanted to show off his opulence to Krishna. He is considering himself superior to Krishna. He says, oh, Krishna is just cowherd boy. He does not know how to eat palatable foodstuff. But I will show what is royal lunch. So he invited Krishna for a lunch, but with the intention to show off. He wanted to show Krishna that, see Krishna, you are nothing, I am so great, I am better than you. So out of that arrogance, he approached Krishna. So what was the result? But when Krishna arrived, he did not even look at those preparations. He didn't even look at those preparations. He went to the house of Vidur, who was a dear devotee of the Lord. So Krishna did not even go to Duryodhana's place. So now somebody may think, oh, Duryodhana is so rich, he is the ruler of this entire world. He is the Rajkumar. He's the prince of this entire world. But then uh, Krishna should have gone, but Krishna is not seeing how much money somebody has or how much power somebody has, but Krishna is interested in bhava, with what intention somebody is calling him. So he saw Duryodhana is calling him with the intention of arrogance and to show off. That's why Krishna did not even go there. He did not even enter the palace. He rather went to the house of Vidura, who was a very dear devotee of the Lord. So Vidur was not there, but Vidur's wife, also a dear devotee of the Lord, was present. Okay, good question. Who is Vidura? So Vidura is brother of Dhritarashtra and Maharaj Pandu. So when Vyasdev, with the blessings of Vyasdev, the queens, they got children. They got Dhritarashtra, they got Pandu, and then the maid servant, she got Vidurji from with the blessings of Vyasdev. So this is Vidura. He is a great devotee of the Lord. So his original position is that he is Yamaraj. Am I right? Vidurji is Yamaraj. So he has taken birth in the family of Shudra. Shudra means his mother was maid servant of the king in the palace. So she was a dasi. She was serving the queens. But she got Vidura as her son by the mercy of Vyasadeva. And then Vidurji, although he's a Dharmaraj or Yamaraj, he's Mahajana. He's one of the 12 Mahajanas. So Vidurji is a great devotee of the Lord. So the birth does not matter whether he's born in poor. So because he's son of a dasi, so he also does not have much resources. He's also leading a poor life, although he's rich in spiritual wealth, but externally he is poor. So then when Krishna goes to his house, what does he do? He saw Vidurji is not there, but his wife is there. Seeing the Lord at home, she became overjoyed and anxious to serve him. In her excitement and anxiety, she began serving the Lord with some bananas that were lying in her kitchen. So she's also a great devotee of the Lord. When she saw Lord Krishna himself has arrived, she became very happy and she was anxious to serve Krishna. And she just got hold of some bananas from the kitchen because there was not much in her household. She got bananas and she was trying to serve, but she was so much in excitement that however she was so excited that she was peeling off the bananas. As she was peeling off the bananas, she kept throwing off the bananas and feeding the peels to Krishna. She was so much in ecstasy that she peeled off the bananas, but instead of giving the banana to Krishna, she was giving the peel to Krishna, and she was throwing off the banana. And in this way, she was not even aware that this is happening because she was so much delighted to receive Krishna and she was so much nervous. Oh, Krishna himself, the Supreme Lord, has come. And Krishna was actually eating those banana peels. So Krishna also did not say, oh, what are you doing? You don't know. Not like that. But Krishna was accepting those peels because Krishna is bhavagrahi. He accepts the love of devotee. From this story, we can see how Krishna accepts our emotions or bhava. He relishes our feelings for him. Vidur's wife was in ecstasy because she could not believe that Krishna had come to her small cottage. Though she could not serve the Lord properly in her ecstasy and served him banana peels, she was overwhelmed with emotions of pure love for the Lord, and that pure feeling attracted the Lord. So she could not serve the Lord because of her ecstasy and because she was overwhelmed with so much of pure love that Krishna was very attracted towards her devotion. Krishna is not attracted by all the opulence one may possess, because ultimately all that opulence belongs to Krishna. So everything, all the riches, all the wealth belongs to Krishna. So nobody can impress Krishna with their wealth. So somebody cannot impress Krishna that, see how wealthy I am. So this is the moral of the story, that on one hand we see Duryodhana, who is very arrogant and he wants to show off his opulence to Krishna. On the other hand, there is Vidura's wife. She is very simple devotee and she has pure love for Krishna. She does not have any ulterior motives or any arrogance, but she just wants to serve Krishna with love and care. So Krishna is accepting the simple offerings from Vidurani and rejecting the opulent offerings of Duryodhana. Krishna is bhavagrahi but not sentimental. Where is sentimental? Where is sentimental? Not written. Okay. General. Okay, I don't know. Maybe my understanding of sentimental is generally we use the word sentimental for people who have no knowledge, right? Generally we use sentimental for people who are attached emotionally but they don't have knowledge. So that spiritual knowledge is not there. Means if we are attached to something material without any spiritual knowledge, that is generally we refer to as sentimental. But I don't know in this context what does sentimental mean. Okay. So generally we use the word sentimental. For example, we see so many people, they promote some philosophies like you must worship your parents. Parents are bigger than God. So these are sentimental theories, right? Because if somebody has attachment towards parents, so that is all right. But somebody says parents are greater than God, that is lack of knowledge. So in this context, I know we use the word sentimental, that these theories are just sentimental theories, right? Of course, we respect our parents and we take care of them very well, but saying that they are greater than Krishna, that shows knowledge is lacking, because parents are also devotees of Krishna and we are also devotees of Krishna. Of course, we can respect our parents as great devotees, like Prabhupada always, when Prabhupada often will quote that, see, my father was such a great devotee, he gave me Krishna consciousness right from the childhood. So Prabhupada's respect and love for his father, that is based on proper knowledge, because he understands that Krishna is the Supreme Lord and my father is also a servant, I am also a servant. Sometimes people do not know philosophy but show emotions for Lord. Is this also sentimental? Okay. I don't know. Generally, if somebody does not know philosophy, then they may get drifted away from the Lord very easily, because, for example, if I don't know philosophy and I just have some emotions, then tomorrow somebody will come and he will speak something and I will say, oh yes, maybe I was wrong, this is better, right? Like I have seen people, they when they sing, sometimes they will sing Krishna bhajan and then they will start singing Durga bhajan, then they will start singing some mundane Baba, some Dhongi Baba's bhajan, then they will start singing Bollywood songs. So that is sentimental. So even if they show emotions while singing Krishna's song, they also show emotions while singing Bollywood song. They also show emotions while singing some Dongi Baba's song. Right. So this is that is what I think is not recommended. But if knowledge means we read Bhagavad Gita and we learn Krishna is the Supreme Lord, and what is the position of Krishna ontologically, what is our position ontologically, and then we act based on that philosophy, then we have emotions for the Lord. That is, and that is also it is always recommended that we uh, uh, we follow the footsteps of devotees. Follow the footsteps of devotees means there are devotees around us who are very mature, so we follow their how they do. I remember one instance when Bhakti Maharaj was visiting Kanpur. Maharaj was giving a class in ISKCON Kanpur, and we all went there. And so there was one Mataji in temple. She was serving, and she asked the question to Maharaj. Uh, she said, she said, भगवान दर्शन क्यों नहीं देते? And she started crying and she said, भगवान दर्शन क्यों नहीं देते? So she was showing emotions. So Maharaj said, भगवान दर्शन तो दे रहे हैं, भगवान तो सामने राधा माधव हैं, he is giving darshan. And then Maharaj said, we should serve. If we serve Krishna, then that is Krishna darshan. Means by our service we please Krishna, not by just trying to see and trying to become uh, sentimental in this way. Means he was focusing on the point, we serve Krishna, by that Krishna is pleased and Krishna reciprocates. So we should take full pleasure in serving Krishna, and then we have darshan of Krishna as Radha Madhav in front of us. So that is no less than King Krishna. So he was in this way. This was my one experience where Maharaj was showing how we follow the footsteps of great devotees uh, when we serve Krishna and when we show emotions for the Lord. This is for us, that how we can learn. But others, okay, we can't comment what others are doing. So they may have, we don't know what feelings they have, right? So if we go to Dham, we see some devotees, they have natural affection for the Lord. So I don't know what is that, in the sense that I'm nobody to judge that. They, whether they are genuinely attached or they are not genuinely attached. So how do I know, right? But they know, means Krishna knows. So I should not judge them, but for my own side, I should be careful to follow the footsteps of devotees. Hare Krishna. Okay, next, 3.6.2, wisdom through renunciation. It is interesting to know how and why we are attached to everything we possess, even to the most insignificant things, like our clothes or our coffee mug. So our introspection, on introspection, one wonders why one is attached to the things one possesses. A feeling of attachment comes from the fear of losing. So Sir is explaining how we become attached to everything. I may become attached to my dress. I may become attached to small things which I am using. For example, my telephone. If I have a telephone or mobile phone or a smartphone, I will be attached to it. And if somebody even touches, I feel bad. Oh, why this person will do something? Or if something happens to it, I feel very bad. So that attachment comes. Or I may be attached to my uh, anything. I may be attached to my position. See, I am uh, having this much position in the society. So we wonder why one is attached to the things one possesses. Why are we so attached? Uh, uh, Maybe some example of attachment. Um, Maybe you want to share some example of attachment. Anybody would like to share some example of attachment? That how I become attached to the most insignificant things that I possess. Means if anybody tries to take those things, I become very disturbed of why that person is taking my things. Okay, nobody is sharing. On introspection, one wonders why one is attached to the things one possesses. A feeling of attachment comes from the fear of losing it. So we become attached because we have a fear that I will lose it. So I have a fear because as soon as somebody touches my mobile phone, I immediately become afraid that I will lose, or he will do some damage to the phone, or I will lose some information, or he may delete something, or or he may take away my phone. I have fear of losing things. If we know that our possessions are going to be taken away from us, then it implies that they don't belong to us anyway. So, so now this is the piece of wisdom that uh, if something does not belong to me, so if something is will be taken away from me, this means that it does not belong to me. It means it is not my, it is not a part of my own self, right? So it is external to me. It is not internal. So why should I be attached to it? If something is external to me, why should I be attached to it? Uh, we literally possess nothing, and that is why we have the fear of losing. Is maintaining things like home, car also a form of attachment? The answer is maintaining things brings attachment if we don't use them in Krishna's service. So for example, if I have something which I use in Krishna's service, then immediately sense of detachment will come. But if I don't use it in Krishna's service, then attachment will come. So maintaining things, so if I have a home, I should use it in Krishna's service. If I have a car, I should use it in Krishna's service. So everything should be used in Krishna's service. And and I should not worry in the sense that I should not be too much affected if I lose them. For example, if I have a car and one day somebody steals away the car, so the car is gone, then I should not lose uh, my heart. Oh, my car is lost. Okay, it was external to me. I was using it for Krishna's service, so it's fine. It is gone. Of course, we don't become negligent in that regard. That okay, I will leave the car open and nobody will steal. So I should not be negligent of responsibility. But even if even if even with that, if somebody takes it away, then okay, we don't cry and we don't lose our heart. If we attach to our emotions like some great sense gratification activities, yeah, yeah, like somebody is attached to listening to movie songs, right? Somebody may say, I'm too attached to listening to movie songs. So when they come to Krishna consciousness, they feel very bad when uh, when they come to know that they should not listen to movie songs, because movie songs are gross sense gratification, means they promote so much of sense gratification. So generally that is why devotees, they stay away from movie songs. But if somebody is attached, and he will say, oh, I can't live without movie songs. When we not feel attachment to whatever we have, there seems no purpose to life or to do anything important. Yes, very good point by Priyanshu. He says that when we do not feel attachment to something, then what is the purpose of life? And we don't feel anything is important. Very good point. That is why Krishna says, Maya sakta manaha partha, yogam yunjan madashraya, asamshayam samagram mam, yatha jnasasi tachinu. Which verse number is this? Which verse is this? 7.1. We read few days ago in the morning, verse number 7.1 of Bhagavad Gita says, Krishna says, become attached to me. We become attached to Krishna. If somebody is attached to songs, instead of becoming attached to movie songs, we should become attached to kirtan. If somebody is attached to uh, food, instead of becoming attached to uh, some nonsense food, I should become attached to Krishna Prasad. If somebody is attached to making friends, so instead of making nonsense, I mean not nonsense, okay, instead of making such friends who will drag me to bad habits, I make friendship with devotees who will drag me to Krishna or who will inspire me in Krishna consciousness. So yes, attachment has to be there. So Prabhupada, I think, says it's natural propensity to be attached. But instead of becoming attached to mundane things, sense gratification or material possessions, we should become attached to Krishna. And we should become attached to uh, devotees of Krishna and Krishna's service. So if we are attached to those, then because those things are not external to us. Krishna is not external, right? Krishna is always with us. Nobody can snatch away or steal Krishna from us. Krishna is always with us. And similarly, uh, service, Krishna, service is Krishna's mercy. Krishna gives service. If Krishna is kind to give service, and so we should become attached to Krishna rather than becoming attached to material things. Then we have purpose in life, right? That is why Prema Pumartho Mahan. The highest purpose of life is to attain Krishna's love, and this is the thing. Wisdom. This is real wisdom. Okay. Uh, and also there is no fear of losing Krishna in the sense that if I am chaste to Krishna, then Krishna will not, means I will not lose Krishna. If we know that our possessions are going to be taken away from us, then it implies that they don't belong to us anyway. We literally possess nothing, and that is why we have the fear of losing. God, however, is not attached to anything, since He truly possesses everything, and nobody can take away anything from Him. So Krishna is not attached to anything because He is the owner of everything. Nobody can snatch away anything from Him. So He has no fear of losing anything. So He is not attached naturally. Right? Yeah, I think attachment is a very good topic. There, I was when I was in PhD, I was discussing with some my hostel mates. So I was giving them Bhagavad Gita and discussing Bhagavad Gita with them. So one boy, he said, the purpose of Bhagavad Gita is to make us detached, that we don't have any attachments. And then I quoted the verse 7.1 and said, see, Krishna is saying we should become attached to Krishna. Of course, Gita teaches us to become detached from material things, but it teaches us to become attached to Krishna. So that is the difference between like the current understanding of people and what Bhagavad Gita teaches. So people think detachment is the goal of life, but that is not right. Yes, we have to become detached from material things, but attachment to Krishna is the goal of life. Okay. I think we can stop here because it's almost 7:45 now. Thank you for your patient hearing and asking very nice questions. If anybody wants to share some points which I did not say or which I missed, please feel free to do so. Anybody would like to share something? Okay then, Hare Krishna. Have a good night. Hare Krishna.